Last week, I gave you the first 4 of 8 techniques that we're using to get our buyers' offers accepted almost 50% of the time when they find themselves in multiple offer situations. If you missed the first 4, go to our blog at realtorlevelup.com. Watch those 4 techniques. Here come the next 4. And I want to start with one that's very important, and that is the asshole clause. When you are working with listing agents, don't be an asshole. They have multiple real estate agents that are trying to compete on behalf of their clients to get an offer accepted. If you're coming in acting like a diva, or you don't have time, or you're using abrupt language, or you're being confrontational, you're not communicating well, or you got a chip on your shoulder, or you're being passive aggressive, or you had a bad conversation from another deal and you brought that negative energy into your next communication with this listing agent, you're not gonna win. You're being a jerk. Nobody likes to work with jerks. Right? We're humans, we're social people. Trust is built on people that we relate with. The buyer agents that listing agents trust the most are the ones they want to do deal with, and listing agents have influence on how sellers make decisions. So please don't be an asshole when you're presenting an offer. And just generally speaking, guys, we're all in this together. We should be treating each other with as much respect as possible in the field, because we do deals with each other over and over again. The next one I want to talk to you about is reverse closing costs. We've all heard about sellers paying closing costs on behalf of buyers, or paying buyers closing costs as part of kind of doing a deal in a normal environment. This is a trick or a technique that not a lot of agents are using, and that is the buyer actually offering to pay some of the seller's closing costs. It's kind of a radical concept. And what it does is it calls the seller's attention to this specific offer. It doesn't have to be a lot. You could just say something like, the buyer will pay seller closing costs up to $1,500. Well, what are those closing costs? Well, it's probably gonna be like deed prep and title company fees and that kind of stuff. Maybe part of the listing agent's commission. But what it does is it makes your offer stand out, and it's just another way that your buyer can create value on behalf of the seller that isn't really being used right now. The third one is I want to talk a little bit about the secret lives of backup offers. You know, when your client makes an offer in a multiple offer situation, statistically they're probably not going to win, which is kind of a bummer, but that's the way it goes. And the natural human response is to be disappointed, frustrated, and walk away. And that's what most people do. But here's the thing. If your client doesn't win, when you're setting your client's mindset, and if you missed that one, go back and watch our video from last week. When you're setting your client's mindset, writing a backup offer is a really, really smart thing to do, because everyone else gets frustrated and walks away. If your client has the first backup offer on the property, know that in multiple offers, when buyers are excited and they're emotional and they know that they're competing for resource, they make rash decisions. And then when they have the home under contract, a lot of times they go, uh-oh, what did I just do? We got to use the inspection and get out of this thing. Well, if the seller has a backup in place, guess how many people you're competing with? 0. You can just sneak in there and get it. And because there's a much higher contract fail rate in a multiple offer situation, there's a much higher chance that your buyer is going to be able to secure that property without the competition. And if your buyer finds another home that they like more, they can always rescind that backup offer at any time without penalty. Now, obviously, check the contract, make sure you understand the terms, but this is a strategy that not enough buyer agents are taking advantage of in today's market on behalf of their clients. And the last one I talk to you about is using your resources. Just about every company, every sales team, perhaps you individually, you've got things that can differentiate you and your buyer. So for example, the Chabris Group, we have a line of credit that we allow our clients to use to write cash offers to make their offers more competitive with all the other offers that are out there in the market. So talk to your broker, right? What can I do? What broker resources do I have? What resources at my sales team do I have that I can bring to leverage on behalf of my client to increase our chances of contract acceptance? So that's a scoop, guys. 8 tips and techniques that we've been using to get more of our clients' contracts accepted. I certainly hope that was helpful. Would love some feedback, and I'll see you in a week.